Hey everybody. So yeah, I was doing some research, and you can run these diesel heaters on gasoline. Of course, gasoline is a little more volatile than like diesel. Diesel doesn't really combust unless under compression or a very high temperature. But yeah, you can run these things on gasoline. So since my fuel pump assembly is right smack dab underneath here, there's a piece of wood, and then the fork I would have to get to the top of that fuel pump assembly, drill a hole in the top of the... What the heck? My refrigerator wasn't shut all the way. Oh, it's cold in there. Yeah. Darn, that sucks. So like I said, it's around. It's got 8 bolts, that hold it in place. Drill a hole in the top of that small hole. Run a tube down in there, probably like maybe 12-inch tube or something like that, right? And maybe put a filter at the end of the tube, another fuel filter or something, or shove it up in the tube, or use a filter that's in the tank and it connects to the line which goes out. And then and then I'll run the line maybe underneath the floor here, or maybe underneath the van and come back up. I'm thinking I'm gonna run it underneath here. Just do a straight run right here to the pump. It's gonna be a little hot because I gotta lay there, But yeah, so the pump's right there, and as you can see, the tube goes through the door and it loops around, comes into the pump, and then that piece of clear tube is the output and goes straight into the heater. And then there's the air intake, and then there's the exhaust pipe. And don't worry, it's safe. I'm not gonna die from no gases or anything like that. It's all sealed up, and then the muffler's underneath it and exhaust backwards. So if I'm driving, the air running past the van sucks it away. So, but yeah, is this thing like? Looks a little lopsided there for a second. Yeah, I don't know. It looks kind of lopsided, doesn't it? No, it ain't lopsided. It's just a camera angle. But yeah, that's a pulse pump. It's a 24-volt pump. I went back to the 24-volt heater because it was making a weird sound. Like when it was running this low, it was making a buzzing noise. And no, the fan wasn't hitting the plastic shroud. It was just a weird noise. And I even took it apart and cleaned it and sprayed WD-40, and it helped for a little bit. So I just went back to the 24-volt. This was my first heater, I believe. I got the two black ones. So, and I got the outlet one with the single tube, so I could switch those to where it's a single tube that comes out, and maybe put a T or whatever. But no, this actually works out pretty well. And then the wire comes up through here. See it? Which I gotta shove back in there. I don't know why. It's just because of vibrations and stuff. It moves things around. I like to keep things as tight, as neat as I can get them. Probably just put a piece of tape right here. And then here's the 12 to 24 volt converter. It's rated at up to 10 amps max. 24 volts, 20 amps going in. I think that's 12 gauge wire, and it's wired, of course, the battery. This is a former RV extension cord. I don't know why I keep chopping the damn things up. And then here's a cord that goes to a water pump, and this goes right there, and then connects to everything right here. See it? The lighting, the 12-volt socket up front for the dash camera. Because I want the dash camera to run off of this, not off the actual van battery, the starting battery, and then, drain that down really quick because it's only the starting battery. The lithium battery runs all this. See? So using just a couple amps. So it's probably using like 1 amp here and then half an amp coming out. It's 24 volt, basically just to run the fan in the heater and electronics, See? Around 24 volts. So that's what I like about this thing. It keeps the voltage like even, so it could be low or a little bit high, and it'll keep it nice and even. And then here's the 200 amp hour lithium battery. That was like 700 some bucks. This was like 100 something. That was Originally $100 for the inverter, and then I paid $150 to get the new control board, you know, the relay control board thing, so that made it work. No, I put a new switch in there because for some reason the other switch didn't, I don't know, just didn't like the whole power saving feature, I guess. And then the water pump was like 60, like 40 or 60 something, I can't remember exactly. Water tank was like 20 something at a junkyard called LKQ. Tubing, so it was all free. I mean, well, I bought the hose and I chopped it up and everything. Water here was like 130 some bucks. Currently heating water right now, so yeah. And then I just put this plug right here instead for the microwave. It used to be a power strip underneath here, and I don't know, I just wanted to change it. Yeah, I always touch that. You can tell it's getting pretty hot, so it's good. And the sink, you know. Here's my internet modem. I'm not getting a very good signal strength right now. Pretty shitty, if you ask me. An alarm clock with a brightly lit display because it makes it easier to see. Because when I'm tossing and turning, I want to know what time it is. I just glance over it and I can see what time it is, you know. Oh, here's the remote for the diesel heater. And here's the LED lights. See it? LED light strip. That's pretty cool, huh? So yeah, I always keep it red because it's gentle on the eyes and makes it easy to see. Of course, my 32-inch TV, the air conditioner, you know, I could run that on the inverter and the battery for quite a while. I mean, at least a good 7 hours before the battery drains down. But if I'm getting enough solar, it'll put out, I mean, this thing will put out about 14 amps of around 14 amps, I want to say, because it's only a 20 amp maximum charger, and I only have a 300 watt panel, I believe, or 250 watt panel, so it ain't much. 35 watt, it's a 35 volt panel, so there's all voltage coming in. Sometimes if there's a good street light overhead, it'll actually put out some good voltage, but it won't charge the battery though, so it's not enough to do it. So yeah, solar panel wires come in here. It's 2 of them. Then it's using a piece of extension cord, and I need to fix this tape right here too. This is like kind of gets weak over time, and yeah, let me get those stick-on brackets or cable management or something, you know, with the 3M tape, and just stick it up there. But I gotta get all this tape residue off of here. This is so much crap. See that? Like tape residue. You gotta use tape. You gotta use the tape itself to kind of stick it, or you get WD-40 and help to break it up on a rag, and that's messy. So it's best to take some tape and stick it, and it'll peel off over time. You know. Oh, water here just kicked off, so that's good. So now I can. I'm just gonna let this full charge at 20 amps. Yeah. Right now it's at 20 amps charging battery. But yeah, like I said, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run a fuel line from there. I could even do it right now if I really wanted to, I suppose. I mean, I don't want to see why not, but, you know, something temporary. I got a fuel line in here, I think. Keep like a lot of... Yeah, I got... May have enough to actually do that. I don't know. Could splice a couple lines together, too. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of tempted to do it right now, to be honest. But then I don't know where to set you guys up at. You know, it's gonna be a long. They'll make for a very long video too. So I don't know, because it's kind of getting a little late, and I want to try to relax. You know. Yeah, maybe I'll just have to sit on it. I'll have to think about it. I got enough gas, and it's a gasoline diesel mixture. You know, like I mentioned before. So yeah, I mean, it's putting on some good heat. Took the towel to Planet Fitness. I threw it over the shower curtain rod, and it fell to the floor and got soaked. So I rinsed it real good, and now it has to dry as fast as I can get it. So I got a towel to dry off with a Planet Fitness tomorrow night. So, but yeah, just wanted to let you guys know that I can run it on gasoline. I didn't know that. I mean, I had a feeling. I mean, I ran it on gas, on a slightly gas mixture, but with mostly diesel, and it thought it'd maybe clean up the combustion chamber. I mean, because it burns hotter, you know. So I figured it'd clean the soot out of it. But if you run these on a high for about an hour, you'll clean the combustion chamber out pretty good, and you don't got to worry about it. So, yeah, that's what you got to do is run it on high for about an hour. It'll burn it all out, and you're good to go. But you can't take them apart, and you can't clean them. You can use a wire brush and clean the insides, and carb cleaner, spray it all out, and get it nice and clean, and put it back together, and you're good to go. So these are easy to take apart. You're gonna be looking at a good 2 or 3 hours of doing it, but they're easy to take apart. They're easy to put. They're put back together and put it all back down, you know. But yeah, this was a good spot to put it. But when this tank leaves, then yeah, I can move the heater anywhere I really want. I mean, I could just put it right. Well, no, I don't want to put the exhaust pipe by the gas. So it's probably gonna live right there, and I'll just, you know, like I said, I'll run the fuel line to the pump. Prime up the fuel line first, so it kind of suck on the end of the tube a little bit and get the fuel as close to the pump as possible, and shove it in, and then let the pump do the rest. And once it comes out of the pump, it's good to go, you know. So that's what I'll do is I'll just run it underneath the matting here, but I'll have to put it in something to keep it from rubbing too much. You know what I mean? Like a cable management casing or something like that. You know, it's not a bad idea. So that way it doesn't rub through and then leak gas all over the place and make it stink in here, you know, because the gas smells. So, all right, well, I'm gonna get out this thing. I want to call it a night. Just wanted to let you guys know that you can't run these on gasoline. You know, it depends on the model, though. You know, I mean, do your research first. But yeah, I can run it on gasoline. It runs fine. So, everybody, take care and stay blessed.